Good morning. Yeah, we got a few just running a little late this morning. Oh my gosh, it's just righty. Good morning. I was afraid of my it got kind of taken down. I have grandkids here, so I think that works. So good morning. It's a little sparse down here. We had grandkids over the weekend. I know it's Thursday, but everything got put away. But welcome this morning for yoga. I'm just seeing if anybody's getting on. All right, guys, we're setting up. Everything got taken down this morning. That is not going to work. Nah, I don't know if you can see me very well there. My daughter borrowed all my props. So I think that's gonna work. Good morning. Welcome to Yoga for Everybody. We do yoga in a chair. We wiggle and move and find kind of joy in our body right now, right this very moment. So come join us. You'll notice I don't even have a mat down here this morning. All my tools. I just don't know if you can see my feet. My chairs got borrowed, I guess. I'm not here. I didn't realize they were getting borrowed. So hang on. We need a different setup. I know. It's like, where's your tripod, Deb? It's a good question. You just can't see my feet with this one. I need that chair that I was using. Let's see if I can use a bigger chair. Now this is fun. There, that's better. Then hello. Okay. I'll edit all this out. So go ahead and close your eyes and just breathe. Sitting up on the edge of your chair. Letting that breath be a part. Spreading through those toes. Rooting through your sit bones. I wanted to share this morning a quote. I've kind of shared it in a few classes this week. And I think it's very apropos with what we're going through right now. Our world does not look like the world we lived in 2 months ago. Things have changed. So this is from a teacher that I have, that she has been a mentor. Her name is Christina Sal. At the heart of asana practice, so that's our moving, right? Our poses, our finding wiggles and sitting and actually paying attention to what our body's doing. At the heart of the asana practice is mindfulness, which really can be summed up as just an honest assessment of what's going on right now. Right? Mindfulness and compassion. And compassion, it centers around determining, a loving and appropriate response to what's going on right now. So those two fit so well together. Okay, not only mindfulness, not being aware of what's just aware of what's going on, but also a loving and appropriate response to what is going on. So as we have the opportunity today to move, to warm up different parts of our bodies, to work different parts of our bodies, this opportunity we have to take some deep breaths, to pause, to pay attention. Go ahead and inhale, stretch those arms up overhead. Interlace fingers and take them all the way up. It's from the sit bones where I'm sitting up through the roof of the top of my head, the roof of my mouth, everything, even the arms, right? Everything is reaching me up, taller and taller. And then exhale back, hands to the heart, and take another couple of breaths. Just sitting, notice there's a difference in my body just from that first stretch. Go ahead and try it again. Root down through those sit bones, feel those push down. I'm right on the edge of my chair. Take it up. If you can't get your arms up like this, take them to a goalpost, but still feel as if everything is lengthening up. Spread through those toes, reach through the crown of the head, tighten the waistline. Take a deep inhale here. An audible exhale. And pause. Bring the hands down to your laps. Just that amount of movement is beneficial. Okay. Mindfully, go ahead and start moving forward and back into our cat cows. So in this work, we do it in our chairs. This could totally be mirrored on the floor on our hands and knees, right? But it's just not right now. So curl it back, lengthen it forward, curl it back, lengthen it forward, curl it back, lengthen it forward. Yeah. Moving with your breath. This is an inhale here. This is an exhale here. One more. Inhale, open, and exhale. And then pause again, breathing deeply. And just notice what the spine is saying. Not only paying attention to what's happening right now, right? But compassion, lovingly, right? And honestly, and take an assessment. What is going on? Okay, take your block and go ahead and you're going to bring it so that it's between your ankle bones. Okay, this pretty much, it's a tiny bit wider than some of our hips, but not a ton. It's pretty accurate, just right at the top of the hip bone. So hug the ankles in, hug the shins in. It's not this. We're not letting the knees sink, but we're hugging in and finding that. In fact, if you hold on, never mind that. That won't happen easily. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hinge at the hips. And inhale. Yes, we're starting with our hips today. And exhale. Usually we're down with our feet. Inhale, sit it up. Hug that block in and hinge. Inhale, lengthen and hinge. Inhale, lengthen and hinge. Inhale, lengthen and hinge, and then hold the hinge. Now this sometimes creates some sensation in our hips. Plant those forearms. Lengthen. Now a little bit of cat-cow here. So reach the chest and the chin up. There's a curl and then around. Tuck your chin. Inhale, chest and chin up, and exhale, round. Still hugging the block, but notice it's easier to hug when you come forward than it is when you go back. When you go back, hug the block. We tend to take the weight to the outside of the feet when we forward fold. So take the inside edge of the foot in. Inhale, open, and exhale, in. Inhale, open, and exhale. Go ahead and put your hands on your thighs. Come all the way and roll it up. And then pause again. Hands can just be in your lap. Take a couple of breaths. Yeah. Right hand on the chair, up and over. Inhale, up and over. Inhale, up and over. Inhale, up and over. Yeah, just moving that side body now, side to side. Moving with our breath. Be that mindful, the inhale and the exhale. So we're just kind of training ourselves, the inhale and the exhale. The inhale and the exhale. One more. The inhale and the exhale. And then come back up, mindfully pause again. So purpose of the little message at the first and kind of how we're warming up today is really paying attention. Every time we pause, take your brain, your mind back and analyze, how is my body feeling? What did that do? What are the benefits? Beautifully done. Still with the block, right? Still hugging, okay? Taking some twists. Let's go this direction first. Hand behind, grab the chair. You're going to grab the back of the chair, okay? Shoulder up and over. Hand on the outside of the thigh. Notice it'll want to do this, but you're going to push back and not let it happen. Okay, inhale, lengthen, and twist. Notice that first one. It's kind of tough to twist. Hug those ankles in, lengthen up as tall as you can. Tighten your waistline, right? Just squeeze that waistline in, and then come back to center. Inhale, second side. Hand, shoulder, hand, no knee, push. So there's just a little bit of pressure there, and that kind of will help turn you around, and then lengthen up and hold. Maybe you can push a little firmer and bend your elbow, and when you bend your elbow, your shoulder goes on the back and you get maybe a little more of a twist, and then come back and notice. Let's go in and out a little faster. Inhale here. Exhale, shoulder, arm, twist. Leg doesn't get to cave. That's just most important. Inhale again. We held that for a whole breath. And exhale, release. Okay. Inhale again. Exhale here and here. Mindfully, where am I in space? Is my knee collapsing? Lengthen up. Okay. Compassion. Am I like, oh, Deb, this is just tough? And if it is, fine. Yeah. But just have that compassion on, oh, yeah, I haven't done this much. And come back to center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. That fast. And exhale. If it takes you an extra breath, do it. Inhale. We'll be here for a minute. And exhale. Squeezing the ankles, the ankle bones into that block. Inhale and exhale. So we're really noticing inhale and exhale. Waistline, rib cage, inhale. Hips staying the same. I'm twisting on top of them. Inhale and exhale. Notice we started where it was like lift the shoulder up and over, right? And now we're just getting it there because we know up and over. Inhale here, exhale here, inhale here, exhale here. Beautifully done. One more each side. Inhale here, exhale here, inhale here, exhale here, and release. Go ahead and lean onto your thighs, forearms on the thighs, and just round. Tuck your chin, go back as far as you can. Tuck your tailbone even, so that you're feeling that sense of, oh my goodness, yeah, stretching, reaching. And then inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, stretch and reach. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale, stretch and reach. So we're still doing a little bit of that cat-cow, but now my forearms are on my thighs, so it can be a little deeper. Exhale. Walk your hands to your thighs. Squeeze that block. Notice how there you want the weight to shift. We really are going to use these blocks in between our legs today. Just paying attention, mindfulness, right? Coming back over and over to what is my body doing as it moves? When I'm sitting and I'm working on the computer, what is my posture like? Okay. Beautifully done. I said a K a lot today. Sorry. I do want to work the bottoms of our feet. We want to work those every day. But I wanted to start here because when we move our spine, there is so much sensation that joins. Okay. So move your block. We'll grab it again. Okay. Grab your ball. You remember racquetballs? Walmart has them. They don't pay me anything to give you this tip. Okay. Go ahead. If you've just joined us, I'm seeing some people flip on Facebook. Okay, this idea of mindfulness. Asana practice consists of two things. Well, it's more, but today we're focusing on this idea of mindfulness, which is an honest assessment. Where am I? Now, what am I doing? Okay. Right now, we're using balls to find sore places at the bottom of our feet. Okay. Find those edges. Okay. We've been working, like Debbie, we're partway into class and we're just doing our ball work. No. We work through the spine. We wanted to pay attention to where our spine was. When we move our spine, there's a lot of sensation that follows. Okay. So find that. Okay, once you've found those places and just held on to them, then go ahead and go side to side with that ball. Heel is down, and you just go side to side. I'm right at the bottom of the ball of the foot, at the top of the arch. So just right there on the foot. And then I'm going to actually move the ball back a little, bring my toes down, and at the back of the arch, right? I'm rolling through that ball. That one's not as sensational to me. And then come up right into the middle, rolling. That one is always sensational. Okay. And back to the other side. Finding some places, breathing to that sensation. This is a yoga base today. Well, all my classes are on being mindful. An honest assessment. Where am I right now? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What's my body doing? And then the second phase part of that, go ahead and change the ball to the other foot, is find the tight places first. The compassion. How am I really feeling? And can I treat myself, others, kindly, lovingly, regardless of what's going on? How do I respond? A compassionate person Okay, doesn't mean you get walked all over. That's not compassion. A passionate person is one that is mature enough to come into any circumstance, and instead of immediately reacting, we pause, we be mindful, and we assess, and then we go, um, somebody's really hurting. Okay. So you're finding those places. The arch of my foot is always a little tender. Okay. Foot zone, foot zone. Finding those places. Notice that, go ahead and just pause. You can leave your foot here. That may be really sensational. But notice this other foot that we've already done. There's a sense of warmth and tingle as we've increased blood flow. Our bodies need increased blood flow. Okay? So if you are just, if you really have a sedentary lifestyle and you're unable to get out as much as you used to, or it's hard to get out, go ahead and put the heel down and you're just going back side to side. Then I would suggest these balls, and I would suggest joining me, which most of you are, in your chairs, for just some overall gentle movement. Okay? Go ahead, and the ball of the foot now comes to the ground, and I'm going on to the heel. Now again, my heel, and it's honestly, the reason it is because I am barefoot teaching yoga all the time. My mindfulness is, did I clean my toes? Oh no, have I sanded my heels? Yeah, just pause where it's sensational, move it around, and then you can push that ball away. Last week we used our hands. We're not going to do our hands so much, but if you need to, like if you feel like, oh damn, my hands are so tight, grabbing and squeezing, playing the palm up and go, whoa, there's some sensation on the bike ride last night. And so, yeah, that kind of a thing, and the top of the foot or the top of the hand. Okay, so these are fabulous. I would keep some handy. Okay, just finding those places. Our hands moving. Okay, as we get arthritis and they stop moving so well, this is just a fabulous tool to increase blood flow to the muscle, to the joint, to the tendons, right? Okay. So hug the ankles in. We are going to use this a lot today. Paying attention to the inner part of the leg. It's one of the weakest parts. Our tendency is to walk like this. Go ahead and move the block out of the way. Just plant the feet. I want you to roll forward. Notice, can you feel how the knees, they want to go wide, which takes the weight to the outside of the feet. Okay. So we're working today on just hugging that in. Finding, if you find that it starts burning, say, okay, you're just going to take one breath or two breaths through that burn, and then go ahead and release it and wiggle. Okay, you don't want to be so sore that you can't get back down, back up in your chair, and it's too hard. Okay? So, sit bones are anchored. Okay, I am not seated back at the edge of my chair. My shoulders are up in the air. I want to train my spine to lengthen up. Okay, now notice just holding, I can feel the block, but I'm really not using anything here. So hug the ankles into the block. Bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take the hinge. Hands on the thigh. Inhale. See if you can lengthen the spine a little more. Exhale, round. Even as you round, hug that block in. Inhale, uncurl. So that's different than hinging back up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Hands come to the thighs. Now, if you've got a shoulder issue here, maybe it's just here. Okay, whatever it is, just try to lift your arms. Okay, if you can get them up there, great. Okay, hug that block. Hands here. Inhale.
Find the length and exhale, round it all back and in and hug that block in and come all the way up. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Hands on the thighs. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale all the way up. Beautifully done. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, round. This is 1 vertebrae at a time. You're trying to just stack, 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 stack all the way up. Inhale, hinge, exhale. Hands on the thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. And our last 1 vertebrae at a time. Stack it up. Find the low back curve. There's the thoracic curve. There's the shoulders on the back. There's the cervical curve. There's the head reaching back. Still hugging. All of that done while still hugging the ankle bones. Beautifully done. Okay. Now, grab your block. It's now going to go above the ankles, in between the shins. You can come up a little higher if that kind of bugs the ankle. Try not to turn the toes out. See if you can get them straight forward. Okay. Hug that in. That works a little bit more. Now I want you to, we're just going to do a hinge forward and back. We're just playing today with this idea of what happens when I hug the thighs in. Okay, this mindful awareness. Take a lean forward and hug. Notice that that's hard. As we lean forward, our thighs want to come apart. We're not letting them. When we hug the shin, it keeps the knees right up over. It works our inner thighs, right? Inhale, we've hinged forward. We're just holding, okay? We're going to take some twists here. I know, within a little bit of a forward fold. Hand to here, hand to back, shoulder on the back. So take the shoulder, roll it up and over, clasp, hand here. Notice because of the shins, you don't have to worry about that knee collapsing, okay? Open and take a twist. It's a little deeper twist, right? Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, go ahead and round it back. Can you feel how your shins want to collapse? Inhale, come back out. Exhale. Inhale, come back out. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale, back out. I lied. 2 more. And back in. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Tighten the waistline. Maybe a little more twist. And release. Come straight back up. Take a breath. Hinge. Hugging the shin. So just kind of, one of the things you'll notice when we remove this, you'll be able to still feel as if it's there. And then you'll remember, oh yeah, hug. And we just practice this enough that it becomes second nature to us, okay? Shoulder, it always goes up and back, okay? Clasping. That may be just really hard. If that's hard, then you're just holding on down here, right? Here we go. I'm leaning and I'm twisting. And I'm untwisting. And I'm shoulder on the back. I'm twisting. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Now we're going to round it back and curl. Yeah. And inhale. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin and round. Squeezing the block. It doesn't get to drop. If your block dropped, just pick it back up and come back in. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale. So notice that the hug in of the legs has a definite reaction of increasing what's going on in the spine. This body is so interconnected. Last one. And inhale, lengthen. And come back. Sit up straight, hug the block, and pay attention. That one gets into the sides of my back, which is so fabulous to stretch. Okay, beautifully done. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And breathe. Now you think, well, what can we do with our, it limits us, but now I want you to just take it out for a moment. Keep it handy. Can you still feel on the inside of the shins where that block has been? Still hug that in without the block. Let's do one twist each side, or let's do a whole sun salutation with a twist. Inhale up. Still hug in. You can feel where to hug as you hinge. Hands on the thighs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Oh, can you feel how they want to give? Go ahead and just hug them in as you inhale and unwind. Go ahead and take the arms up again. Take a twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Ooh, feel that. Release, and we just have to do it on our own. Inhale, back up. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, take the hinge. Hands on the thigh. Inhale, lengthen a little more. Round through the spine. We're doing a lot more with our spines today. Inhale, hug that in. Here we come. Inhale up. Take the hinge. Remember the shoulder. Open that up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Oh, feel how you want to lose that. I do too. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, back to center. Beautifully done. When you work that way, right into the outside of the hips is where you feel in the glutes, a little bit of IT band, because we're hugging down here. This body is so incredible. Okay, we're actually moving on. But first, okay, we're going to go wide. We haven't gone wide yet today. So I lift up. I want my sit bones in the chair. Okay, my knees are right over my ankles. So if you're here, you just walk your feet a little more. Maybe your out to the side is here. And if that's the case, fantastic. Go out to where you can comfortably sit. Okay. Now, I do not have a block big enough for this. We probably could find one. So just put your outside of your hands, palms facing in, and just feel this little tug of war going on right here. Same kind of idea with the inner thighs. That's kind of what we're working today. Inhale, lengthen up. Mindfully hug into your hands. Compassionately push back. Realizing that you're strengthening those inner thighs. When you do this work, okay, you'll again feel it into those hips. And because we've already done some of that, you'll feel it even more. Now, hands here, try to keep that action still going, but I want you to lengthen the spine, and then I want you to round it. Come as far forward as you can. That might look, you might be clear up here and go, Deb, this is as much as I can curl. Perfect. Okay. We're mindfully just paying attention to where our body can go today. Inhale, unwind, and you're going to try and hinge forward. You might be able to go a little further forward because your legs are wide. Here. Okay. Now round. Tuck your chin. Round it down. Whoa, baby. Inhale up. Lengthen the spine. And come all the way up. Still hugging in. And then release the legs. We are going to do that one again. But kind of wiggle through those legs. So, just understanding what needs to be doing. Everything we do today is going to take our awareness, our mindfulness to what is the adductors, the muscles on the inner leg that pull me closer. What are they doing? Okay, go ahead. Here we go again. Lengthen up. Push. Palm outside of hand, back of the hand into the thighs. Push it back. If this is easier, this is fine. This also will engage the shoulder. Here, the shoulder moves on the back a little. Here, not only does it move back, it pulls back. You can actually bend the elbows. Inhale, lengthen forward. We're just lengthening. Hugging in with those inner thighs, you'll start to feel them work. Go ahead and hinge and then round. Come back up. And round again. Hugging those thighs in as you try and round towards the floor. Inhale again. Come back to that flat back. Exhale, round. This is number 3. Come all the way up. Release your legs. And wiggle them out. Okay, nicely done. All right, so we've done this before.
leg up, crosses over. Now, if that is like impossible for you to do, remember you have the block option, which is here, just open. You can bring it here and open. We're going for an open thigh, okay? We are not pushing the knee down. There's no benefit to pushing that knee down. However, I do want you to try and push the knee up and not like, oh, easy down. No, there's some resistance on it. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so either on the block or here, flexed foot. Okay, now the thing that I love about here, right? It's like I can only push so far and it hits my leg and I'm stuck. So I'm inhaling up, I'm exhaling, I'm hinging. That is sensational in the outside of the hip for most people. Okay, but we're flexing, and because of this knee, we're actually feeling that inner edge move in. Okay. Now, this is a fabulous one to do against the wall, lying down. Okay. Where your rear end is against the wall as much as you can, as close as you can get. This pulls this leg closer to your chest. I want you to lean a little bit. And then come back up. And release. Pause. Go ahead, and if that block's there, just hug. Notice, even narrow, we can hug that block in. When you hug the block in, notice what happens to the spine. It lengthens. We also inhale and want to breathe, but relax. The minute we relax, we tend to kind of hook. When we hug the ankle, it sets the tone, and the rest of the body just wants to go up as well. Second side. Again, if you need to, you're here. Okay? If that's the case, you're feeling a little tug of war going on here. You are not trying to push the knee wide. Okay? Pushing our body into position is force. There's no compassion in that whatsoever. Okay? Moving our body over and over again so that the muscles get more supple. Difference. Hug that in, lengthen it up, or you're here. Flexed foot, sensational. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, there's a hinge. Okay, same rounding. Go ahead and see if you can round. Oh, there it goes. Can you feel how it just kind of gets lazy on the inside of the thigh? This one can't, though, because it's attached. Inhale up and exhale round. And inhale up. Not forcing. I'm serious. If you can't get up here, you're on the block. Okay. Beautifully done. Into that hip, into that sensation. And gently release. I could stay there a lot longer. Those are candy to me. Okay, so it just feels so good. We're gonna do a little bit of just working our quadriceps and then our hamstrings. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a strap that I'm hoping that you can get before next week. Amazon sells them. You can get just one. You don't need a set, but you can also get them in a set, and they're like $10. So it really isn't, but it's a fabulous tool. So I'll show that to you in just a sec. And because I want to use them next week as we use the outside of our legs. Okay, as women, we get these little saddlebags. Yeah, that's for that. Okay, so just kind of hip circles. Okay, now you can bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Okay, there's 4 and 5. You can hear my hip. Maybe you can't. I'm talking too loud. And reverse. It always is popped. And up and the other way. You can start to feel the thigh burn. Here's 4. Here's 5. Notice I'm trying not to move this leg. Okay, I'm trying not to have my whole body be doing. Second side. Inhale up and out. It is elevated the whole time, working the quadricep muscle. Those are our muscles that help us lift our feet. So instead of shuffle, 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 right? And then reverse it. Oh, that hip's doing it too. They all do. Sometimes they go creak, creak, creak. Okay. starting to feel a little burn, and then plant it down. Okay. And wiggle side to side. Beautifully done. We're going to do this all over again. Come back out. I know, repetition. Lift up and come back down. So just put your hands, push into your feet. Now, hamstring work, okay? I want you to feel as if there's something right at the back of both of your heels and you're pulling in. You'll feel the legs engage. Try to keep your toes straight, okay? Hug that in and then try to hug it up. So it feels almost like you're going, and then, okay? So there's just this hug in and up, hug in, kind of almost like the feeling you have if you're putting on pantyhose. Yeah, we have to go wide sometimes to get them up. And then up we go, okay? Oh, hug that in, working the hamstring. Okay, the hamstring, most of the time, gets very little work. It's hard in a chair to work that hamstring. I'm still hugging that in. And then release, round your spine, work your legs in. Okay, now I want to do one more with the block. Okay, I'm going to anchor it with this foot. This foot's coming here. And I'm just bending the knee and I'm trying to pull the block back. Okay, that engages one part of the hamstring. I want you to turn your foot out. That helps. Okay, and then up. And then I want you to try turning it in. You're going to feel the different muscles of the hamstring, the different aspects and heads. Go all the way back out. You're still pulling in. Go all the way back in. So there's just kind of that in and out motion. Just a couple of times, one more time. And then release. You'll notice that this thigh got a good little workout as well. Good stuff. Okay. Again, plant the block here. Oops, I went a little too far. Okay, get that heel. You can do lots of stuff in your chair. So this foot isn't on the ground. Okay, it's just pushing, holding that block there. So then I'm pushing that block forward. Bend your knee and pull back with the hamstring. Finding the engagement, and then you're going to move the toes in. There's that inner part, straight up and out. Notice which one's easier. So we're just really finding places to totally be mindful. This foot is working. This leg, that's not a foot. This leg is working. Okay, back over, one more. Come back, hug that in, and then release. And you might say, well, Deb, I felt a bigger burn here than I did here. Yeah, that's one of the things. Doing the hamstring is so difficult if you're in a chair to really access that. Okay. So go ahead, and I want you to just close your eyes now and breathe. We've worked our feet. We've worked our shoulders and our hands a little bit. We've worked our waistline and our hips and our thighs a lot. I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes when you walk with older people, right, it's more of a shuffle step. That's because their quadriceps and their hamstrings haven't stayed strong enough to lift up their leg. We want that leg to lift when we walk. It's a natural occurrence to lift and place and lift and place. Beautifully done. Okay, go ahead. Come to a stand. You're going to move the chair, or maybe you don't have to move the chair. I do, so you can see me. For our quad or our hamstring stretch now. Okay, here you reach back. Oh yeah, bend those knees. Go for we used to call it a flat back. It is kind of a tabletop back, but I still want you to have a little bit of a low back curve. And I still want you to have a cervical curve. So the back of my head lifts, the shoulders lift, my sit bones and rear end lift, and I'm getting a stretch in this. That's actually a hamstring stretch and into the glutes, and then walk in. We're going to do 10 of them today. We've only done 5 in the past. Come back,
Bend those knees, stretch and reach. That's the exhale. See if you can get, instead of your head here, I know you want to watch me, but once you've watched, you're going to know what to do. See if you can get your head right in between your arms so that the back of the head's lifting up and not looking up, not craning. Come back up. Go back for a third one. I just want to get the strap here so I can show you. There's number 4. Take it back, stretch and lengthen. Inhale. Come back in, lengthen. Back you go. Oh, let that audible exhale. There's 5, 6, 7, a 6. Here we go. Inhale. Come up as tall as you can. Exhale. Inhale. Come up as tall as you can. Exhale. Inhale. Come up as tall as you can. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautifully done. And come back up. Okay, we're going to actually move to the floor for our side-to-side twists. This is what I wanted to show you to have for next week, okay? Mine is, the brand is Limn, Limb, okay? They're different colors. Don't get a heavy or extra heavy if you're just getting one. If you're getting a set, you get light to heavy, okay? You get like 5 for 10. But I want this strong enough, okay? We're going to work on the outside of our hips. The same kind of feeling we did with all the inside we've done today. Well done today. This isn't easy stuff, okay? And if you haven't been moving a lot, then it's tough. So go ahead, use your chair to help yourself down. Now, this might not, for me, I decided that I'm going to be able to get up and down off the chair until I'm in my 90s. So if you haven't done that for a while, just practice every day, up and down from the chair. What will happen is that the muscles that are needed to lift you up will start to get stronger. If it's hard to do and we decide, oh, it's just too hard to do it, I'm just not going to do it, then the muscles that we need to do that go away. They atrophy. Okay, that's just the beauty of our body. That's why it can shift and change. And you're never, ever too old. Okay? So if you are saying, oh, I'm too old, or I'm too fat, or I can't move that way, or I've got a belly, or I'm just whatever the reason, right? Then basically you're taking that mindfulness and you're going, okay, this is how I feel. I am just this. And there's no compassion whatsoever. The compassion comes when we recognize I haven't moved that way, but I'd like to be able to move some again. And then lovingly and kindly act. Windshield wipers, some of my favorites. I'll show you from the side. Arms out, okay? Knees bent. Knees go one way, I look the other. The inhale comes up. One of the best things you could do for your spine. Inhale up, exhale. There we go. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Keep going. If you find you get over to one side and you go, oh, let me just stay here and wiggle for a minute, please do. This is taking our spine and just twisting it like this. We want to be able to move this way, right? Always, always, always. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Go ahead now. Take them to one side. They can go all the way down, and maybe you can get the other one on top. Maybe you can't. Oh, my pillows disappeared too. Everything disappeared. And voila, I'm back. So if you can go over to the side, if you have a pillow and going over the side is difficult, just put a pillow between the legs. You're trying to look back the other way, but your head can stay straight up. And you're taking some deep breath just with the twist. Notice we're still working stuff in between the legs. You could actually here also use a block. You could totally do this, okay, and get it over there. But I want them resting on something for this last twist. I like to push my elbows into the floor and kind of lift in the back of my head too. And I just lift my shoulders up a little bit and try to twist them away from this twist. Yeah, it's just a fabulous thing to do with our spine is to twist. And breathe there a couple moments. And then knees back up and you're going to the other side, all the way to the floor. You don't have to put anything in between your legs if they come together like this pretty easily. Okay. You don't have to look all the way to the other side, opposite the knees. You can totally stay here. If you do, you're just taking the twist all the way up into your neck. That's a part of your spine. And then you're going to work your way into Shavasana. Now, for most of you, you will feel more comfortable with something underneath your knees on your back. So grab a pillow. Oh, I'm looking on Facebook. You guys can't even see my knees. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't come back into the screen. There. If you have a block handy, you can use a block. I prefer something soft, but either one of those work. Taking some deep breaths. And before you stop thinking about your body, I'd like you to kind of pay attention to, how do I feel? I wanted to read the rest of this quote from Christina Sell that I mentioned first of class. Reminding that she says at the heart of the asana practice, the heart of practicing yoga poses. And you're like, we didn't do any yoga poses, Deb. Oh, yes, we did. Any pose we put our body in is a yoga pose. I love yoga for that reason, okay? At the heart is mindfulness, which is an assessment of what's going on right now, an honest assessment, okay? And compassion, which is, it centers around determining a loving and appropriate response to what's happening right now. Okay? Do I hate myself? Do I think I'm worthless? No. You have this gorgeous body. And then she goes on to say, mindfulness and compassion do not require perfection. Oh, yeah. That they are aided by humility, vulnerability, sincerity, and are brought to life through sustained action. So as we finish our practice today, okay, that's where we're going. This sustained action, this practice that brings to life this mindful compassion. Taking some deep breaths, just let everything go. We're going a tad bit over today, but I'm going to have you stay there, stay down. I want you to take a really good Shavasana. just a place on your backs. For some of us, holding still is the most difficult exercise there is. Our minds aren't used to that. Rather than remember, the minute we say, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Gosh, what's wrong with you? We've lost the compassion side of the mindfulness. That whole non-judgment concept of mindfulness was one of my biggest takeaways from my MBSR training. Mindful based stress reduction, MBSR. If you'd like, slowly deepen your breath. Notice if your body feels better for the work you've done this morning. And if it is, fantastic, okay? If there is something that really hurts that we did, reach out to me, okay? And say, hey, Deb, this really bugged, and we'll talk about it, okay? That's where a lot of my extra trainings are, is in using yoga as therapy. How do I heal? Taking some deep breaths. Go ahead and start moving. If you're still down on the floor, I'm going to join you just in a moment. Okay? Start to wiggle your feet. Bend your knees a little bit more. Maybe getting up is the hardest exercise you'll do today. Okay? If so, try to turn onto one side or the other. Okay? Use your hands. One, then your elbow, then more hands. Try to let the head not be apart. Okay? If you can sit on the floor, great. Sit on the floor. But if not, you're coming to your hands and your knees. Maybe you need to back up to find your chair, right? Find that chair, push, use your hands, come up. And if that is an exercise in and of itself, then my homework assignment to each of you is get up and down off your chairs. I don't know, 5 times today, maybe 5 times tomorrow, maybe 5 times the next day. Set a number that you can easily achieve at first, and then go ahead and just add 1 to that number and notice what your body starts to do. I love this practice. I love this practice because of what it's taught me about paying attention to what is my body doing? How is it feeling? Am I doing the homework necessary to keep it being able to do the things that I want to do? Bring your hands to your heart center, okay? We haven't chanted in a while, so we'll just do 1 round of Om, okay? Inhale deeply. An audible exhale, ha. And inhale to Om.
Have a marvelous Thursday. A wonderful weekend. Namaste. Well done. Dan B. Love it. Hi, everybody. Um.